Hey VC, Big Star 1000 with Revolutions number 13, a selection of the recently played records on my turntable. And I'm not going to waste your time with some kind of preamble. Thank you for subscribing, watching, commenting. Thank you very much. I'll launch into it straight away. You want to see records, not me. Today's Saturday the 25th, is that right? And the first thing played on the turntable this morning as I got up was this wonderful piano music masterclass by Aldo Ciccolini. It's the piano music of Erik Satie Volume 1 on Angel Records. This, I think, is the reference recordings of Erik Satie's piano music. There's obviously, I think there's 3 volumes of this. Erik Satie was a French composer who lived between the years 1866 and 1925, as this says. He is renowned to be sort of the granddaddy of modern classical music, along with Claude Debussy and people like that. And I love this music. To me, you know, he's the granddaddy of ambient music, really. You know, if you're going to trace a line between this and, say, Brian Eno, there's a direct lineage there. It's so subtle, understated, minimal, but very impressionistic at the same time. It's just beautiful music. James Battery, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, continuing. Here is a compilation that takes me back entirely to the early days of the VC, and when I show it, you'll agree. I think if you were in this, I've been here for 4 years. Almost 4 years. In about a month, in exactly a month's time, it will be 4 years. This is an album that a lot of people bought at the time. Those shocking, shaking days, which is a triple LP compilation of Indonesian prog, funk, and whatever it's called. Has it got a spine that says exactly what it is? Well, it's Indonesian prog, funk, and psych from the 70s, roughly the 70s. It was put out by the here, got it. It says that there. Indonesian hard psychedelic progressive rock and funk, 1970-1978. I was right. This triple LP compilation is fantastic. It was put out by Now Again. It's really, you know, that's what it says on the tin. I mean, it's really beautiful, progressive, hard-hitting music from Indonesia. It's probably the only Indonesian thing I have in my entire collection, but it's really worth having. You know, Grecian Thunder, do you still have this? Has it been stolen from you? I hope you do still have this. And other people, lots of people got this when it came out. Played this recently as well. A Genuine Tongue Funeral by Gary Burton. And what's her name? Carla Bley, that's right. Carla Bley plays on this as well. So it's a Gary Burton record. Really is a Carla Bley record. It doesn't sound like a Gary Burton record. You know, a Gary Burton record sounds like lots of vibes and, you know, often a little bit funky as well. This is again very impressionistic. Great record, absolutely fantastic. Came out in the year 1968 on RCA. I think this is an original press of it. Beautiful sleeve as well, beautiful cover. Yeah, a dark opera without words. I think it says everything you need. And if you want, look, you can listen to this on YouTube. I'm not going to try and describe this very well for you. It's a good, it's very very good record. This was sent to me by Stefan73 a long time ago, a long time, at least a couple of years ago. It's Alcuin with the Mountain Queen. Alcuin are a Dutch prog band. Here's the gatefold. This is a superb sort of, you know, organ-driven fuzz guitar prog record from Holland. Was released in, I don't know, there's no year, in the 70s, 71, 72, I don't know, I'm not sure, but it's great. I pulled it out, I played it about 3 days ago, and I had a blast. In a completely different register, here is a great band from Athens, Georgia, same place as the B-52s and as REM, obviously. This is Jared by the band Pylon. Pylon were a four-piece. They're led by this girl, I can't remember her name, but the girl's a singer. You can compare this band to the Gang of Four, to the Mekons. If you know this band, has a sort of distinct sort of, yeah, post-punk American twist on the post-punk, but it's similar in sort of in the musical style to really similar to the Gang of Four, and even the sleeve. This could be a Gang of Four sleeve quite easily. This is from 1981, I think, or something like that. I don't know. Here's a classic that I pulled out the other day. Do I need to say a lot about this? Doing It to Death, the JBs. If you don't know the JBs, for instance, you watch this video, you've never heard of the JBs. The JBs are a band that was the backing band for James Brown, hence they're called the JBs. And on this, you have James Brown vocals on this as well. He sings a lot of songs there. It's great. So it's credited to the JBs. Fred Wesley, Maceo Parker. It's a who's who. No, who's the drummer on this? Is it Clyde Stubblefield or is it? I don't know. I'm not sure. Look it up. Played this recently as well. Expansion by Daddy Zeppelin with George March and Mel Graves. This is from 1973 on Double Helix Records. This is a great electric jazz record. I don't really know much about it. I was joking the other day that it's almost me, there. It's fantastic. It mixes kind of electronic, sort of Moog type sensibility with a sort of a real electric jazz, sort of Herbie Hancock-esque type electric jazz. You can see Danny Zeppelin plays, or he plays Rhodes, Moog, all sorts of really Moog. Right, I'll continue very quickly. It's a great record that I've been playing a bit recently. It is Overnight Sensation by the Mothers of Invention, aka Frank Zappa. Fantastic record. I watched Christian Sanders' video. He was saying, hey Andres, if you're watching, you were saying about Zappa and Grateful Dead and stuff, that you were not convinced. Well, for starters, Hot Rats, which you got on vinyl there from Chris, is a must record. To me, in my opinion, it really is a fantastic It's a must-have record. It really is just. It doesn't it doesn't sound like Zappa as people imagine Zappa to sound like, and this is fabulous. This is Zappa in sort of jazz rock mood. This is an OG on Discreet Records, and I pulled it out the other day, and I really, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful record. Um, yeah, it's jazz rock, and really, you know, because people think of Frank Zappa as sort of a guitar wank fest kind of thing, but that's not at all what it is, and Hot Rod certainly isn't. As for the Grateful Dead, I sort of agree with you, except that Dark Star on Live Dead, the very first track on the live album, is just amazing. The rest, I can take or leave it. I showed this in recent Vinyl Finds recently, Supersonic Jazz. I've played it a couple of times since. Love it. Great. Space Bebop. Here's another great jazz record. Invitation to Open This by Les McCann. This is a killer record. It's on Atlantic Records. It's 1970, I don't know, 73 or 72 or I don't know, 72, yes. US Press. Just amazing. I was just talking about space jazz all the way, electric jazz, but really subtle, really interesting. I'll leave it at that. Look it up, listen to it. 11 minutes. Okay, I'll move on. I've played Flying Lotus a lot recently. Bought it last weekend or something, and I've played. Lovely, and just for the sleeve. Just check this out. Check this work out. It's amazing. Flying Lotus. I'm liking this record a lot. That's all I want to say. And I've finished with 3 classics. You know, 3 absolute and utter classics from the 90s, all from the 90s, that I've pulled out recently. Yesterday I played my copy of Mezzanine by Massive Attack. This is the reissue from last year, which came and went very quickly if you didn't snap it up too bad. Mezzanine 1998. I think this is the first Massive Attack that I got at the time, that I caught, because 98, that's the first Massive Attack. I remember hearing Teardrop the first time and thinking, wow, that's amazing. Although no, the first Massive Attack I ever got was Karma Coma on the compilation, but I digress. The first album proper was this. I got it on CD back then, so there's a vinyl copy. Angel, Rising Sun, Man Next Door, Teardrop, English Creeps. Classic records. Contender for the best Massive Attack record, really. I mean, second classic. Where do I go? Both 2 albums from the same year, basically. Really, Fred? Really? Yes. Okay, I'll explain. At the moment, because I always read music books, like I'm constantly reading stuff. And a few months ago, I picked up a copy of Heavier Than Heaven for $5 or something, very cheap. And I shelved it. And the other day, I was looking for something to read, and I've got the Kurt Cobain bio. It's very interesting. And so, as a result, I had to play Nevermind, and I don't need to expand on this. This is 1991 in a nutshell, 1992 as well. And finally, another classic, The Low End Theory. To me, and I've said it and I'll say it again, in the scheme of hip hop records in English, because obviously I have a lot of hip hop records in French, but in English, that is just still is my favorite hip hop record in English. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. In theory, a Tribe Called Quest. I'll stop here. 15 minutes is okay.